Hi, this is another addition to the Retro Nerd channel. I've got this Acorn Archimedes A3010, but it's got a missing drive button, which isn't very nice. I was going to 3D print one, but I thought, why not just put one of these in, just to make sure it all works. Then I might do a button and put the drive back later on, because I might actually, there's an IDE mod you can do on these which allows you to connect a hard disk, but anyway, that's for another video. So we'll just get this swapped out. So what I've done is I've already flashed this Gotek drive with flash floppy, which is another one of my videos you can go back and have a look at. Please like or subscribe if you want to see future videos when they appear. So I'm going to need a Phillips and a Torx. Oops, sorry, just nudged the stand. Torx screwdriver and a Phillips screwdriver. There's just 3 screws on the bottom of this case to undo at the front here, which are Phillips screws. Okay, now there's clips at the back here. You have to be careful of you can easily break. I've had this one off before, so it does come out a bit easier now. It's yeah, just be careful of these clips when you're these clips when you're taking it off. Right, so once that's off, the keyboard will then need disconnecting here, which you can just disconnect by, there's 2 connectors here, so one in front of the other. You have to be a bit careful you don't tear anything. So you can get the one on the front out first, you just pry out, and then the one on the back, and then we can remove the keyboard. It's not actually screwed in, just be careful of this connector. Put that safely aside. Right, and then to get the floppy out, so we have to get this shielding off. So we can easily disconnect the floppy to begin with. And then there's these 3 screws for the shielding. So I think somebody's replaced some of the screws, or one with a Torx screw here. You never know, it might have been like that originally. Okay, what's that? Now the shielding, it slides forward just to clear these tabs here on the side and on the other side. So, and then it should come out. That's it. Like that. Right, there's a speaker wire under here, just be careful. So we can disconnect that. That's it. Right, and then we've got 4 Phillips screws for the drive. I think the Gotek will actually go into this with the case on. So we'll have a look in a second. The screws are stiff. Right, these screws are slightly different thread to the case screws, so just keep those separate. Right, that's the drive off. The drive actually works fine. It looks like the holes, I'll show you, it's a bit dark. The holes here will align with the holes on the Gotek. What I'll do is I'll widen the holes here on the Gotek, and then I'll come back to you. Right, okay, I've basically drilled and just tapped by forcing the screw in, which if it's too tight you need to just keep drilling, widening the hole a little. Didn't need much actually. So now these screws fit perfectly. So what I'll do is, that's the drill bit I used. Let's say it's 3mm. Yeah, 3mm drill bit. Right, okay. Not sure if we need the top case on here. We'll see when we come to put it all back together. Right. Right, okay. So that's that in. Now I'll just fit the shielding back in. You've got these tabs on either side which need to slot in, and also there's this power supply shielding. So once it's all slotted in, it should just clip back. We're in that side. Are we in this side? No, not quite. Right, that's that side. Yeah, we're in. Okay. Leave that over there. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll just try and see if the top case will actually go on here. And it will. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, so it will actually go back, and you can access the USB port on the buttons and see the display. So yeah, that's worked out pretty easy actually. Right, so I'll just pop the keyboard back. Well, I'll put these screws back actually. Shielding. Right, that's that. think we can leave the case on actually for the Gotek. So that's right. Okay, keyboard. Just be careful, you have to put the keyboard through this little, the connector through the slot there, carefully. Okay, make sure the keyboard just is resting on these pegs. Right, and then reverse with the disassembly. Put the back connector in first. Actually, let's make sure it works. Right, just need to find some leads for this and I'll be back in a second. Right, okay, after a bit of a delay, I've realised that there is a bit of an issue with this Archimedes. I removed the battery from it, which is under here, to stop any corrosion getting onto the motherboard. But what happens then is, without any battery to keep the CMOS settings preserved, the CMOS gets corrupted and you basically don't get anything coming up on the screen anymore. So what well, you can get round that. You have to hold down the delete key every time to boot it up, and then that should bring the screen back on. After a few seconds you should get a beep. There, we've got something coming up on the screen now. As regarding the Gotek, well, it's coming on. I haven't got USB in there, but just so you know, you have to have S0 jumper connected. Don't know if you can see that. So it's the third one up, and that will set the drive to 0. Go back in focus. Right, okay, so I've put a couple of ADF files on this. It's the same extension as the Amiga disk format files, so which I've also got a few on here. So let's see what happens. But the Archimedes games and software also come on ADF files, so let's see if it's remembered that short period, the video setting. Yeah, it has. Right, okay, so you can see we've got a drive 0 here, although it says drive empty. Let's try selecting that disk. It may be that we have to connect a button to this jumper JA, which allows us to select the drive, select the disk on the USB. We'll just see if that's probably should have took the Amiga ADFs off. Let's go back to 0. Nope. Okay, I'll just pause there. I'll be back in a second when I figure out which disk I need to select. Right, okay, finally got to the bottom of what the issue was with getting the USB files read on this Gotek drive. So after a bit of research and experimentation, you need to have on the Gotek jumpers S0 for the first drive, and the second one is JC, I believe. Yep, JC. So that is, JC is the top jumper, S0 the next one, and then there's also some files that you have to have on the USB itself. So it's the FF.CFG file, and within that you have to have the key bit is the interface equals ibmpc, but you need the other bits. Well, you don't have to have the other bits, you do need this one. So I've put some example files on, and I'll just show you what I get now. So the other issue is again with the CMOS battery. See if it remembers screen setting. Yeah, that's coming up okay. Alright, so get the right mouse. So that's reading this USB. Okay, now I'll change the drive, change the disk to number 3. Number 2 was Spheres of Chaos, number 3 is Elite. But what I've also decided to do is it's very quiet, so I'm going to add a speaker onto this, and also you can get these speakers off AliExpress, and I got about 10 of these for I don't know, a couple of quid. But I also to replace the CMOS battery, I'm just going to put this little battery pack in, and that should hopefully place it in here, and it should hopefully preserve the settings. So I'm just having to hold down delete whenever I turn on the Archimedes. Okay, so first things first, let's get the speaker on. I'm just going to basically glue the speaker in into here. Okay, it should hold that down. Let's give it a quick test. Plug the Archimedes back in. I'm running out of sockets. Okay, it sounds a bit better. You can tell when it's being accessed now. Apart from there's no driving. Okay, that's better. Not sure if you can hear that, but it's making a little disk drive noise. So next step is to get the battery pack in.